Amazing. All right, Leah, we're just going to start off with you. I'm just going to ask a little bit about your magic journey. So, could you tell us a little bit about where you started off doing when you started your project and what your goal was?
So I started out, I think I always knew that I wanted to make a game. Like, it was one of my top choices from in my application. I started off with mostly knowing Scratch and very little Swift, and that I mostly forgot, and some HTML. And yeah.
And like, what specifically made you want to do a game? Like, and what inspired your game?
Well, I think I've said in the presentation, like, I like playing games, and it's just a bit extra motivation for me, like, because I know after I do implement this cool feature, like, I can use it, and eventually, since I plan on making apps and things in the future, other people can use it too. The inspiration was just I didn't think I'd have enough time to make anything like super complicated. Like RPGs are really cool, but they take forever to make.
Yeah.
So shooting like an arcade shooting game is like it's easier to learn, so I have more time to like learn it and like code touch and improve on it. So it was just easier and it's fun and it's great.
That's awesome. And what was it like learning Java or working with Java and Unity together, like for the first time, compared to your experience before with Scratch and other things?
Well, I had done a bit of Swift when I was younger, so it wasn't like completely jarring.
Yeah.
And I had seen like snippets of code. So it wasn't Unity I never managed to get to work on my computer. There was something about how it couldn't support the system because it was the Mac system because it was too old. Yeah. But JavaScript it wasn't as hard as I expected. I half expected it to be like understandable and half expected it to be like gibberish. But it yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was quite interesting to see. Like it kind of reminded me a bit of HTML, which is something I had coded in for a few months.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what was your favorite or what was the most exciting part of the entire experience?
That's hard to say. There's a lot of fun parts. Probably once so I've mentioned in the presentation that the tutorial was really outdated. So the library it called the functions from, a lot of the functions didn't exist. So the tutorial, like when it first started, nothing worked. I don't even remember if the background showed up at the beginning. I think it might have just been a white screen if I remember correctly, but I'm not. But it was just once it finally worked, that was probably the most exciting part. Because then it was like less debugging and more like start exploring and coding.
Oh, that's amazing. I also code a little bit, so I know what it feels like to finally get your landmarks of coding. And how was it working with Anne? How did she support you throughout the entire thing?
Well, she always helped me when I ran into an issue, which was every single week because of code. Yeah. She always she never got upset because of something I did, so she was like always very supportive and like was never really she was like very supportive, very like happy throughout the entire thing, like always willing to help.
That's awesome. And Anne, I'm going to ask you, how is it working with Leah?
I feel like I learned how much I definitely learned how much a kid can accomplish. Well, probably not every kid, but Leah can accomplish the potential she has. I was amazed by that because when we debugging together and coding together, the more towards the end of it, end of the term, the more I can see she being independent of developing new features.
Yeah.
The more towards the end, the less help she need from me.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to see that process is very satisfying and also very educating.
Oh, that's amazing. And what was your goal when joining Magic as a mentor? Why did you join Magic?
Um, I wanted to see more female coders, more female computer science um, in technologies. Personally, I would enjoy more female coworkers. So I think the way to improve the situation fundamentally is to encourage girls at Leah's age to explore the technology and also like to explore their potentials.
That's amazing. And Leah, we're just gonna end it off here, but where do you see yourself going next in STEM? What do you want to do, or what do you want to explore more?
Well, my parents and I are talking about going, like, trying to find a coding camp this summer
Oh,
so
it's
I can attend it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also plan on learning some Swift to code an app and then try to put that app on the App Store.
That's amazing. I hope it happens for you. Let me know when it does, because like I said, I'm an avid gamer, so I'd love to see it. But thank you both so much. This was great. And Leah, it was great watching your presentation and seeing your game. I look forward to your future games as well.
Thanks.
Thank you.